Okay. So we're recording now. So that's cool. So this recording should be available about an hour afterwards. So I'll make sure that everybody kind of gets it via email tomorrow.
You keep going very quiet, Teresa.
Have I?
Yeah.
Is that any better?
I don't know if you're moving away from your headset or microphone or whatever.
No, I'm not. Is that any better?
Yeah, that's great.
It is better, yeah.
Okay. I've moved closer now. Okay, all right. I'll try and speak really clearly then. So I should be able to email the recording around tomorrow for people to catch up. So that's cool. I think it's always best to kind of crack on with these things because otherwise you never get people all in the same room together at the same time. So we'll just get going and keep going. So I think if we just start with some very brief introductions. So obviously I'm Teresa. I run We Communities, and hopefully we can help you guys to get We Healthcare Managers up and running. So Loretta, did you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, will do. Just to say you went quiet again then, so I don't know whether there's something muffling your computer, but anyway, I can hear you now. Yes. So just very quickly, when I was the interim CEO for the IHM, and I'm now one of the operational board members, so I've stepped down from being CEO. We thought it would be a fantastic idea if we worked with partners. So, for example, Proud to be Ops and the Association of Community Hospitals and others to see if Teresa might be willing to help us to form a community of health and social care managers. And just to really, see what we could make of it. So that's the history. So I'm still very much involved with the IHM, and we'll work really hard to see whether we can, really get this off the ground and create a fantastic community on Twitter. Because I think we so need it. We so need a really good community of health and social care managers, somewhere to have some chats and work out loud.
Cool. Thank you. I wonder, is Adam still there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, just unmuting.
Did you want to just introduce yourself, Adam, please?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. So my name's Adam Leyland. I'm the Associate Dean at Coventry University, ex-NHS Senior Manager and Associate Professor for Leadership and Management in Healthcare as well.
Fabulous. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Paul, are you back in the room with us? No, he appears to have dropped off. Okay, so we'll kind of leave it at that for the moment. Loretta, I don't know. Do you have a list kind of to hand as to who else we've got involved with this group?
Not to hand, but I can quickly bring it up if you wanted to either wait a sec or talk about something else.
Okay, if I crack on with something else, and we'll just so that we can give everybody just a quick overview of the group, really, and then and I just think that kind of might help to give a bit of context as to who's in the group, because obviously we're a small group on here this evening, so I think we just need to know kind of roughly how many people and just rough backgrounds. That I think that might help a little bit. But in the meantime, I'll just kind of go over a few bits and pieces. So the second thing we've got on the agenda there is kind of how we work, and we with a capital W. So We Communities has been going for I think about 8 years now. So it's quite a number of years. And we've kind of got quite slick at hosting communities and hosting tweet chats and things. So I'll just quickly, if I log on, I've got things up and ready. So I'll just show you guys this. So this is the We Communities website. and this is kind of where everything happens. Most of the communities run tweet chats, and you can find them all here in the tweet chat calendar and in the old tweet chats in the chat archive. And we've got a system that kind of automatically sucks everything in. So we don't have to faff about with anything at all. So as you can see here, there's kind of a little filter on here as to each community. Student nurses don't have anything coming up. A lot of people don't have anything coming up at this time of year, to be honest with you, just because it's Christmas coming. Apart from we nurses, and we're just very super organised. But if you have a look at I'll go onto the chat archive because I'll show you one of the tweet chats there. She says, this is obviously where everything breaks and technology just doesn't work, does it? Let's try again. There we go. Oh, no, it appeared for a second. There we go. Yay. So if we were to have a look at one of our tweet chats that we held last week around pressure ulcers, you can see here they all follow the same format. So they all have a picture up here. They all have a little bit of information about what the tweet chat's going to be about. And we tend to include the questions that we're going to ask in there. And that all happens kind of before the chat happens. Then after the tweet chat, this all magically appears somehow. I wish I knew how, but I'm not clever enough in that respect to kind of work that out. The chat contributors all pitch up here, and all of this is live, and you can click on these people and it will send you to their Twitter profiles and things. Then this little engagement wheel appears, and you can see who's engaged with who, which is quite nice and quite fun. Word clouds, again, they're automatically generated after the tweet chat, and the participant bio clouds automatically generated. Then we kind of have to pop in a tweet chat summary, but that's dead easy. We've made it really simple to be able to do that. But if I scroll down, keep scrolling down a second, you can see here the system then also sucks in the whole transcript of the Twitter discussion and gives you some basic statistics and bits and pieces. So that's kind of how the tweet chat system works, and kind of how it happens. And all of the communities that we have, they all run tweet chats that kind of on varying timescales. So some people only hold a tweet chat perhaps once a month or once every couple of months. Some every week, some a couple of times a month. So all of these things we just need to kind of work out for you guys as to which way we're going to go with things. I've popped on the agenda here, although I suppose it might be a bit better to kind of perhaps discuss it via email or something. We need to make some decisions in terms of the logo that we're going to use, how often we're going to tweet chat, what Twitter handle we're going to use. There is one thing on the Twitter handle, and I was looking earlier to see if WeHC managers was available on Twitter, and it appears that at some point, although I don't remember doing it, I actually set up WeHC managers, which is always super useful.
That's awesome. You must be psychic.
Paul thinking at his best.
Yeah. Do you know, I searched for it and I thought, oh, that's strange. Somebody's already got that. And then thought, oh, I wonder if it's me, and logged in. And luckily, with any new Twitter handles, I always use the same password. So, lo and behold, we have that. So if we wanted it to be WeHC managers, I might go quiet a second because I just need to write down. So that's the Twitter handle that we have, which I think is written more. Oh, NCHC managers. That's the Twitter handle that we have. So hopefully, if everybody's in agreement, we could just go with that Twitter handle. But what we also need is a hashtag to go along with that. And I think that we HC managers might be a little bit too long in terms of a hashtag. What do you guys think?
I think the We HC Managers is great, and it's there, it's registered, it's there, so why not just use it? And I do think it's too long a hashtag. Could the hashtag just be We Managers?
Just
We
We Managers.
HCMs.
Or I quite like that, Paul, though. HC, that's quite nice.
HCM.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, that's quite good. So I suppose if there's anybody who's not on the call who has any huge objections to those two things, then they need to let us know. But if they don't, then that's what we're going for. So that's cool. So the other thing, and I'll show it just because where am I? Oh, here we go. I got it already. So in terms of the logo, so these are all the logos that we've done and designed over the years. So as you can see, the majority of them are little bluebirds. Now we've kind of got little bluebirds kind of with all sorts of different bits and pieces and things. And we can do quite a lot with our little bluebird. You can see that for the student nurses who we set up, I think about a year and a half ago now, we made them a purple bird because they specifically asked to be a different colour, which I thought was fine. But we need to make a decision on what we want that little bluebird to look like. I think it's quite hard, isn't it, with a healthcare manager as to what that kind of what that looks like in terms of in terms of one image. But it might be worth just kind of batting some ideas about via email as to kind of what might look right. Unless anybody has a storming idea now.
Gosh, I don't have any ideas. The only thing that jumped into my head, and this probably isn't anything anyone will go, oh yes, that's a good idea, because I'm not sure it is a clipboard.
Oh.
I'm desperately trying to think what else might be different. People have probably got much better ideas.
Well, we'll put it down. I'll put a query next to it, Loretta, because you know what they say. There's no such thing as a bad idea, and
maybe it'll provoke another answer.
What about like a folder rather than a flipboard then?
Oh yeah.
Folder.
What was coming into my head, and this will probably be how mad I am now, is a pair of glasses on the end of the nose.
Oh. Okay.
Looking over the top of the glasses. Because I do that all the time. Don't answer it.
What about non-glasses wearing healthcare managers though?
What about non-clipboard managers?
Okay, fair enough.
Absolutely.
Start on Nietzsche.
I don't think we're ever going to land on a perfect thing, are we?
No. It's really hard as well, isn't it? Because obviously a healthcare manager is so generic.
Yeah. Well, I suppose when we look at a lot of the images that we've created are reasonably stereotypical. So if you look at the wee nurses, the wee nurses have got a hat.
Yeah.
How about a wee nurse? So you got the blue face, but then
Yeah.
the wings and body behind are pinstriped.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they're in a suit.
And
Okay.
it could, if
Oh,
you
I
want
like
the trousers
that.
or a skirt, it could be just
I like that.
a pinstripe.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I quite like that. So what we could do, because I'm not technical enough to be able to recreate our little logos. Nick does it. So I might get him to mock up just a few kind of based on those ideas. And then we can email those around and see what people think.
Brilliant.
I think unless other people come up, I mean, we can still keep the ideas going in the meantime, because it'll take Nick, a good week to 10 days or so to put something together.
It's got nothing else to do.
Well, you know. So in the meantime, if anybody else has any other ideas, then throw them at me, and I'll throw them at Nick, and we'll go from there. But I think that we have to go with any of the decisions that we make. I think we have to go with a majority rules, really, if everybody's happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So where am I next? So okay.
I've found the list of people, but I've only literally got names and email addresses at the moment. So let me know if you want me just to read down the list and talk about the people we know.
Yeah, that would be amazing if you could just. How many are on the list in the end, Loretta?
Oh, hold on a second. There's 13 plus us two, Teresa.
Okay. All right, that's cool. So okay, so that makes for quite a nice number of people in terms of, you know, spreading kind of workload and things, which is fab. So yeah, we'll leave it at that for the time being. Yeah, I don't think we need to go into everything. So long as we know roughly how many, then that's brilliant. Thank you for finding that. That's great.
Okay.
So the other thing that says kind of decisions next to it says tweet chat frequency, and I have to admit I'm kind of inclined these days to persuade people to do less frequent tweet chats rather than more frequent tweet chats, mostly because it needs to be achievable, and it's better to have one tweet chat a month or one tweet chat every 6 weeks than it is to have one a week and then keep forgetting to do that one, or it's not ready in time, or, you know, so it's better to kind of that people know that it's going to be, you know, infrequent, but it's regular. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I
absolutely.
think it's 13, you've got one a month there, haven't you, with some support. So you've got one person leading it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
12. And then 13, you know, could be a stand-in, or, you know, you could have two people doing the tweet chats. We do 2 a year, something.
Yeah. I think that's quite realistic, actually, Paul. If you guys aim for one a month, that means that each of you would have to lead one once a year, essentially.
Yeah.
Perhaps, you know, some people might feel kind of less confident about leading them, so, you know, they might need a buddy to kind of buddy up with, which is absolutely fine, but still kind of, you know, even one every 6 months isn't a great deal to commit to, which is really good. So I definitely want to make the suggestion that you go for one a month. Does that sound okay?
Fabulous.
Sounds good.
Great.
Yeah, it does. And just to say that there were a few other people who weren't successful in coming onto the group, but they had some great ideas on tweet chats, and they said they would really love to work with us to host them as well. So there are other people out there who I'm sure would be willing to help as well.
Yeah, and we do that quite often with We Nurses. So when people suggest tweet chats, we throw it back at them and say, well, how about you lead that? Paul, you'll know that I do that quite often.
Fallen foul to that one a couple of times.
But it's quite a nice way, because then if I go back to that page, so where are we here? So this, as you can see, was guest hosted by, how do you even say that? Worky Ticket and TVN UHCW. So this whole page then becomes their page, so that they can kind of take a PDF from that, convert it into a PDF and pop that into their portfolio for CPD and things. So it becomes something that they can own. So it works quite well to throw it back at people and say, well, how about you lead it? And you can get them to kind of do the little bit of pre-chat information and questions and bits and pieces. So it's definitely worth thinking about, because it just makes things a lot easier. And we do have a little form that you can throw at people that kind of makes sure that they have all the right information. So that you need to kind of put that tweet chat up. So it's easy to get people to guest host sometimes. So but I think you're right, Loretta. We can definitely go back to those ideas and go back to those people. So that should be cool. So I'm gonna park tweet chats for a second. I think the next thing on the agenda is how we're going to communicate moving forward. I do actually think at this stage of the game we need to possibly just get a group email going around, which is a real pain in the rear end. I know, because emails always seem a bit too much like work, don't they? But I think because quite a few people aren't on this call, we need to just make sure that those messages are getting out to them. However, I think that moving forward, you guys need to find a better way to communicate. So some of the other ways which work well for other groups are, some people have got a WhatsApp group, some people have got a closed Facebook group, some people just have a Twitter DM thread, which works well for them. A couple of people are on things like Basecamp and Trello. Is it Trello? Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So, but again, I think it's going to be entirely up to you guys, and I think that that's something that we need to go on the majority rules really, and see what works for you. And I think that if it doesn't work, then try something else. It's as simple as that, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
we can find out what everyone prefers to use. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the moment, if we just get an email together that kind of has everybody's email address in, I've got a funny feeling. I'm not entirely sure that have you got that in a list, Loretta, somewhere?
Yeah, I've set up an Outlook group. Yeah.
List. I thought you had. I don't know what I've done with it. Could you forward it to me again?
Yeah, I will do. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. So we'll get that going kind of tomorrow when I email out everybody this recording. So that'll be cool. So for the moment we'll stick with email, but moving forward, hopefully we can move on to something else that's a little less formal, really. The next step is logging into the We Communities website. And I'm not going to kind of go into the ins and outs of it because we've got two little instructional videos that show you how to do it. And to be quite honest with you, if I go to the ins and outs of everything now, then by the time you guys get round to leading a tweet chat, you'd have forgotten anyway. So I'm better off just pointing you in the direction of the two little videos, and I think that might work a little bit better. But I'll just briefly show you the back end of the website for a second. I'm just going to log out. She says everything's in the way now. So here we go. Log out there. So this is the front end of the website, and in order to get to the back end of the website, I have to log in with Twitter in this top right-hand corner, and I have to. Oh, I'm logging in as the wrong person because I'm on a different account on Twitter. I'll log out that. Bear with me.
Sorry, Teresa. Other than the agenda and things, should I be able to see something different in my screen?
Yeah, you should. Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
is that better?
No, just got the agenda and then your what's the word? Screen, PC screen. I don't know the word now.
Okay. Share screen.
Is it just me or is it?
Can everybody else see my screen?
Oh,
Yeah, I can see Twitter that you're on now. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you flicking through.
Oh, thanks the Lord. Paul, can you see?
no.
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 Oh, I'm not quite sure why then.
No, I'm not either. But hey,
What's so special about you that you're not seeing?
well, there's so many things special about me, but not for this discussion.
The trust IT, because I used to have that problem with mine.
Okay.
So is it the internet police are on me?
Yeah, probably.
Now I can see the Stop Pressure also sign things now, the We Communities. Is that what I should be seeing? Hello?
Hi, no, you should be seeing Teresa flicking through all the different bits of the
Yeah, I can see the Stop Pressure ulcers now. Yeah, on the website now.
You're a bit behind, Paul, to be honest with you. So
Right, okay.
hopefully you'll kind of catch up. So I'm just I'll keep going, just because it will then record it properly. Does that make sense? So
Yeah, that's fine.
So essentially, all you have to do is just make sure that you're logged in this top right-hand corner with Twitter. And when you guys are registered on this system, you'll need to log in with your own Twitter details and not We Healthcare Managers Twitter details. There's a reason why we do that, and it's because people used to upload pictures that were copyrighted. Not intentionally, just by mistake, and we got charged quite a large amount on a couple of occasions. So we just need to know who's logging in where, so that we kind of, since we've had this login system, nobody's done it, which is great. So it's fab. But yeah, so you just have to log in with your own Twitter details, which you can see that I'm doing, hopefully, or might not. It then automatically defers you to something called MyWe, but you need to go back up to your URL and just add in admin along the top, and it'll take you to the back end of the website. And all of this is we go through on the video with you. So I'm not kind of going to go through everything. I just want you guys at this stage just to know that this exists, and this is how we upload tweet chat. So as you can see here, there's only one option along the top here, which is essentially chat, and we can click on there. And we can, here you can see that all I can see at the moment is We Nurses tweet chat, but we can show all and see everybody's, which is is great. And then all we have to do to add a new tweet chat is click on Add New Tweet Chats, and it asks us for a few details, of which I can put in for a second. Let's just call this hello for the minute. And then it just kind of gives us this little kind of back-end pro forma, which essentially we just need to go in and fill out. And the first 3 get done before the tweet chat, and the last 2 get done after the tweet chat. But this is essentially what it looks like, just so that you don't get scared when you go in. Anybody who's run a blog, it looks a little bit like a blog back end, which is quite useful. And you can just kind of type in here and do whatever. I tend to write any pre-chat bits of information on a Word document first, only because I've been caught out many times when my computer's decided to go to sleep. And then I haven't saved it in the live version. So I tend to do it on a Word document first, and then copy and paste it into this space, and that tends to work quite well. So we tend to say that put some tweet chat information up at least 10 days before the tweet chat's due to go out, just because otherwise it really doesn't give you any time to tweet about it. So you need to let people know, because otherwise all your hard work just goes to waste, really. So pop something up at least 10 days before. Doesn't need to be War and Peace. It just needs to be a few paragraphs about what the discussion is going to be about. You may want to put the questions in there, just so that people are forewarned about them. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't need to be anything exciting. It just needs to be a little bit of background that people can refer back to. So that's really kind of what the back end of the website looks like. That's what you guys kind of need to expect. But when you come to use it for the first time, refer to the video, do it with the video the first time you do it, and it'll be easy peasy. The only thing I will say is, if you do get stuck for any reason, don't scratch your head and don't spend hours trying to work it out. Just email me and I'll help you, because there's this is what I do all the time. So it'll take me 20, 30 seconds to sort it out for you if you've gone wrong somewhere. So please don't feel that you kind of have to work it out. Just shout, essentially. So I think that's the website. Really, like I said, don't want to go through too much of it. So because the videos do that anyway, and they'll do it for you when you want it. The next thing on the agenda is tweet chat planning. So I think you all came up with some amazing ideas when with tweet chats, didn't they, Loretta? Thinking back to the Survey Monkey.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some crackers there. So yeah, what we can probably do is, I mean, I can sort of cut and paste some of it into a bit of a grid, and then we can share that, and people can, update it accordingly, really, and see what they think, how they want to take it forwards.
I think that's a really nice idea. I think that if we could get all those ideas, some of them might even be duplicated, thinking about it across. Yeah. So if we can get those out to people, and then we can start to kind of plan who's going to do what when.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So that's easy, isn't it? So the next thing on the agenda is some WE technology, just really so that everybody's aware that although WE communities, we primarily live on Twitter and we do kind of lots of tweeting things, we do have some bits and pieces of technology that can kind of help people to use social media and things. So the first thing that I wanted to show you was this. which is our WeLearn platform. So this is so we have a free course on here that's called We Learn to Tweet, which anybody can access. It's actually accessed through our website. So if I was to go back to the home page on the website, we were to just do that a second, you can see there, that's where it is. And if you go down here, you can click here to get started. And it's essentially, it's just a very basic how to tweet and how to get going course. And if I click on there, you can see, I'm going to click on go to course. And there it is. So essentially people just go through each of the steps one day at a time, and at the end of it, hopefully they can tweet and get involved in tweet chats and know what a professional tweeting profile looks like, and know a bit about their professional guidance in terms of social media and what they can do and what they can't do. So it's so quite a useful little resource if you're promoting tweeting to anybody. Some of the other tech that we do, and we're more than happy to, if you guys are doing something that you want to go and tweet from We Healthcare Managers from, so an event that you might be running that you might want to kind of, get We Healthcare Managers out there as well. We'll more than happily set you up things like tweet chat dashboards, so which will give you all the data and bits and pieces, or an event dashboard which will show all sorts of things, or if you want a Twitter wall, we've got those as well. So yeah, so if you if you need it, the chances are that we've got it. So yeah, so just shout if you're having an event and you want people to tweet from it, and we'll more than happily share that with you guys.
That's brilliant. I saw that in action when Nick was at the Giant Healthcare event. The Giant Health show. Yeah, really good.
Cool. That's good. I'm pleased about that. The other thing worth mentioning, whilst I've got a group of people together, is that at the moment we're just kicking off some of the stuff that we do with Public Health England every year. So for the last 3 years, we've run a programme of activity with Public Health England around their All Our Health framework. So sign-ups don't start until January, early January, but at the moment we're looking for 12 organisations and 12 universities to take part and be trailblazers really for health promotion, protection and prevention. And it's all there on the website, all of the details and things. But that's a similar sort of program to the We Learn to Tweet thing. So it's exactly the same platform, but obviously it's We Learn All Our Health instead. So yeah. So I think it's worth you guys just knowing that, because I think that when you guys, by the time you guys get started with We Healthcare Managers, this program of activity will be well underway, and we tend to kind of push that through all of the We accounts, just so that everybody's kind of well aware of it. It's relevant to everybody, and it's about people engaging with the All Our Health framework and just really kind of getting to know it and using it as part of their CPD really. So that's out there, that's coming up, and it's running from January. It starts in January with a virtual student event that runs for a week, and then the whole program runs until March. So it's quite a prolonged kind of program of activity this year, which is quite nice. So that's worth knowing about. Okay, so the next steps. So what we need from you guys, and I think we have some of these already, and I think that it's probably my job now is to start collating these things, the bits and pieces that we have. So we need a bio from everybody. I do need to know everybody's Twitter handle. I think that we asked them for that in the Survey Monkey, though, didn't we, Loretta?
We did, yes. I think we've got that.
Okay, cool. So and emails we've already got as well. So I think that somehow I feel a spreadsheet coming on, to be honest. So dare I say? So that's what we need from you guys. The reason we need your bio, and if I show you, hopefully I haven't lost a page. Oh, there we go. So we have one of these pages on the website for every single community. This one's the student nurse one. So it says about we student nurses. And you can see here, there's the bios and Twitter handles of all the people who run that account. And we try and keep them updated as much as possible, really. But it's just so that you know, if anybody asks about you guys, we can say, look, here you are. This is who they are. And that's you, really. So if we can have the bios across, then that would be amazing. Once we have all of those bits and pieces, your bios, all the decisions in terms of the logo, the tweet chat frequency, all of those sorts of things. Once they're all in place, we can then launch. So as soon as we've made those decisions and finalised everything, we can go for it. So which brings me to the final point, which is launch and the launch date. I'm kind of thinking I'm not entirely sure that this. We've got this thing called Christmas in the way, haven't we? And then there's this darned election thing, which is not helping matters either. So I'm just trying to think about this in realistic terms. I'm kind of thinking maybe mid-January in terms of a launch. How that sound doable?
Yeah, I think we can make that happen. What does everyone else think?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, it sounds much more realistic.
Yeah. I think originally I had in my head kind of January the 1st, but I just don't think that's realistic given everything else that we've certainly got on with We Communities. So if we could perhaps aim for mid-January, I guess we can get the all the Christmas and New Year rush out of the way, and then kind of, you know, once people have settled back down into work and things.
I suppose the only thing is will be the depth of winter. And I know winter is a surprise to some organisations.
I thought winter was all year now.
Yeah. But it still surprises some people that January gets busy because it's winter. That just may be something to consider, and that might come in with pairing people up to do chat or whatever in those winter months.
Yeah,
just so people don't get too snowed under. Literally.
Maybe we need to have a look and see whether there's some people who aren't as affected by, the sort of peaks. Who can go first with the tweet chats, or who've done it before and feel more comfortable, etc.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's important, if we do launch in January, about getting the topic right then. So one of my topics, actually, just whilst we've been sitting here and reflecting on something today, is about escalation to managers. And in the depths of winter, that escalation process to your on-call or what have you could be a really good topic to launch with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Could do resilience trees, what do you think?
Say again, Paul.
We could do resilience trees, what do you think?
Yeah,
What?
resilience. I think he said resilience.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paul's winding me up because he knows how I feel about resilience.
Oh, right, is he? Is that why he's laughing?
Yeah.
That is why he's laughing. I'm not a big resilience fan. Everybody has to be resilient, don't they? And I've just about had enough of resilience, to be honest with you all.
but I think, Adam, the escalation one was quite interesting because obviously you've got, from my point of view, you've got the ward needing to escalate, then the first manager needing to escalate to the gold or whatever people call them. So, and people are always worried to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't do on call, so it's great.
No, I don't anymore, thankfully. It's one thing I do not miss whatsoever.
Me too.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean that sounds exciting, and we can always so all of these we don't have any. I've got to try and get my words out. I'm sorry, it's late. So the only barrier we have is ourselves, essentially. So this deadline isn't set in stone. It's so if we need to push it on a little bit and we decide to launch in February, it's not the end of the world. Nobody's going to die because of that. So it's probably better that we get it right and nobody feels stressed over it being launched than we push it. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So I think kind of in terms of what we have to do next, I'll send this recording out to everybody in the morning. I shall just put a few notes kind of next to everything about what we need, and hopefully we can then go from there. Hopefully it won't make for too, which is just the death of everybody. So I apologise if it is too long. I'll get Nick working on a little chirp for you guys, a logo. And hopefully we'll be good to go mid-January. If not, we'd always knock it on to February and do it around Valentine's Day. Everybody loves a healthcare manager.
I like that.
They won't in February.
So January's not incredibly set in stone. We can move on to Feb if needs. All right.
Great.
So I suppose the only thing left to say is thank you all very much. Thank you, Loretta, for kind of pulling this all together. You've just been amazing. Thank you to everybody for stepping forward. If anybody feels that that this is something, after having had this call, this is something they don't want to be involved in, then please just say that's absolutely fine. For those of us who want to take it forward, that's absolutely fantastic, and thank you so very much. Hopefully we can make this work.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you to you, Teresa, because I know that you don't do this lightly, and you're trusting us with this, so we won't let you down.
Woo! Thank goodness. Okay, all right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for your time this evening. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much, and hopefully we'll get there and we'll chat on the old email.
Brilliant.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Nice to
meet everyone. Speak soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.